3.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Wine Vault Radio with Jason Bryant from winevaulttv.com.
Certainly is. He's back with another bottle of wine in the Kiwi studio, wine tastings. G'day there, Jason.
G'day, Wammo.
And also Sam Collins as well.
Exactly.
Lurking in the background.
The sniff of bubbles and he's straight in.
Yeah, straight in there. Good on you, though.
I can smell CO2.
I would as well. It's a little something for the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something you bought in.
It is.
So you want to tell me about it?
Well, I went to the launch of a new bubbles, a new sparkling wine called Hana, which is put out by Lion. And there's a wee launch in Queens, what do they call it? Kiwi 2 Square.
Right, okay. Opposite Britomart.
Yeah, in downtown Auckland.
Yep.
And they set up a pop-up bar, which is actually there for, I think, another couple of days to celebrate the launch of it. And I guess the Lion are trying to find a new niche in the market, not a low price wine, but probably a mid-range sparkling wine.
RRP is was it $17.99?
Yeah, $17.99.
So
it'll probably come in at about 15 in supermarkets.
Yeah, 15 at supermarkets and then probably 12 at Christmas.
Yeah,
and but I've got to say, I really, for the demographic, the label and everything is perfect.
What is the demographic?
The demographic is going to be women.
Okay.
They're going to appeal, especially at that price point, appeal to women kind of like 25 plus.
Yep.
The label design reminds me of a company in Wellington called TARDIS. It's very feminine in design. It's got birds, it's got flowers.
It's like doves, like little pet doves.
Exactly. And there's no angulation on it at all. It's a round design.
Yeah.
And I think
quite elaborate design as well. It's very intricate.
Very elaborate. Yep. But I think they've got it. I think they've nailed it. Providing it doesn't go overseas.
Why is that?
Because I think that Hana as a name will be a difficult one overseas. Not that it's difficult to pronounce, but when you're sitting it next to kind of something like Lindau, which is kind of more European, and this is probably the export market where this is going, either America or Britain or Australia, inherently, like subconsciously, we will pick a European name if it's a European buyer over something that sounds a bit more indigenous.
That's a good.
Surely that's would that could be combated by a good marketing story behind it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's got to have all of that backup for it to succeed. Yeah. But you're still against a very established brand.
Yeah.
With quite a European sounding name. And so I think that it's a hard road to hoe, especially with the advent of sparkling Sauvignon, which has flooded the market right now because the price of Sauvignon grapes is so incredibly low that there's an opportunity for. But
definitely, I'd say the name for the local market.
For the local market, is perfect.
Yeah, I've immediately got a good feeling towards it. Apparently, it's the Māori word for to shine.
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think it will in New Zealand purely on the label alone. Yeah,
and it makes a nice change from seeing the Lindau up on the shelf next to the Lindau, the Bernardino. Is it the white? We were trying to think of it off here. Was it the White Cloud?
White Cloud. Yeah.
No, I think it was very attractive packaging, and I'm a packaging freak.
Yeah.
First impressions.
And first impressions are very good. And now this is going to obviously. If I can open it.
Well, they're hard to get into.
Now, I've got to warn you, it was on the scooter this morning.
It will be fine. It will be fine.
What's that? More wine corks kill people than sharks? Is that the statistic?
Yep.
Still the cork?
Still the cork, which I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah. Proper cork, not even one of those plastic.
Not the plastic stuff.
Let's see if we can
get some pop.
Oh no, it's good. It's good.
Good. He's feeling. He knows it by feel.
Yep.
Nice. And you didn't go all unprofessional and let it fly around the studio, did you?
No.
Treat it with
I'm pouring like a beer.
Respect it deserves. Thank you.
Is that how you meant to pour it, like a beer, like to keep the head down, so to speak?
Yeah. Yeah, to keep the bubbles in.
Yeah.
Too much aeration will just let those bubbles just escape too quickly.
Something worse than waiting for the bubbles to subside. Oh, I want to pause. Oh, gotta
You
wait.
do the thing as a kid.
So then I
sort
blow
of
on it.
Slurp it.
You're supposed to decant it as well. On good champagne, you're supposed to decant.
Is that right?
Yes.
I would have thought it would just lose all its CO2 in that process.
No, there's a special decanter that aids trapping the CO2 still within the wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the Hana.
Yeah, it's going to be non-vintage. It's 80% Chardonnay, 20% Pinot Noir, which is quite a traditional champagne blend.
Yeah.
In Champagne, they also use a grape called Pinot Meunier.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's the third grape of Champagne.
Yeah.
That not a lot. Some people do 100% pure Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Some do 100% pure Pinot Noir, and then you've got obviously the blends. And I think there's only one or two 100% pure Pinot Meunier. Some wineries down here use Pinot Meunier as well, and it just gives it a bit of backbone, a bit of stiffness, and concentration.
They're also going to do a Sauvignon Blanc, sparkling Sauvignon Blanc.
Just like everybody else, just jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of those grapes around, right?
There's truckloads.
Yeah.
Um,
And a rosé.
Yeah, rosé I can understand. Yeah, and sometimes you get rosé by a little bleed of Pinot Noir, and that's the colour of the rosé.
Yeah.
Sometimes they add the Pinot to it rather than bleed it.
Rosé kind of means races, doesn't it? Races? Going to the horse races?
Oh, yeah, I get you. I thought you were saying racist.
Yeah, so
Rosé means
Rosé,
racist.
Rosé, yeah,
We just deathly silent.
Sunshine.
Deathly
I
silent.
was wondering why that was so unusual. Going to the races, the horse racing.
It always reminds me of Christmas. And one of the best
yeah.
foods to match with rosé champagne for me is pork belly.
Ooh.
Because there's quite a
Big fan
lot
of
of
pork belly.
fat on pork belly.
Braised or roasted?
Got to be roasted.
However it comes. Okay?
Raw.
And there's quite a bit of fat, and you usually get that kind of crisp crackling.
Yeah.
And then you get the succulent meat, and trapped between it as the fat. And so
I'm hungry.
sparkling rosé cuts through that because it's quite linear and it's quite tight, and it's got a good acid, and it just cuts through it like a laser.
Righto, that's enough pork. Should we try some wine?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Let's
that's what we hear.
should.
Wine Vault TV, not Pork Vault.
Good point, Sam.
It sounds like Mike King.
It's in your mo. The pork.
It smells of Chardonnay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a classic Chardonnay, but with quite a lot of sweet fruit there.
A little bit creamy,
Yep, creamy. You get creamy.
but not oaky.
No, okay, but I do get a kind of oaty character. I don't get the hot toasted brioche that sometimes you get off a really fine champagne, but we're not talking about really fine champagne. This is a wine that's going to appeal to kind of like $15 to $17.
What about the bubbles itself? It's not going nuts.
It's not going nuts. It's quite
Is it?
fine.
Yeah.
Small bubbles, and we call them beads.
Bids.
Beads, yeah.
Beads.
Small bead. And the mousse is the kind of the bubbles in the mouth. Because you get that kind of mousse kind of texture.
I quite like that.
Not too sweet.
No, it's not
definite
too-
sweetness there, but it's not like you know.
And there's quite a lot of racy acid there as well, which is quite nice. Not racist acid. Racy.
Yeah.
Acid there, and it's got quite a good length and finish on it. But I get this kind of immense citrus fruit.
Yeah, limey. Sort of.
Lime mixed with lemon, with a bit of lemon curd. All of the citrus stuff is there for me. It's all present.
It's not too dry.
It's not really austere like the UK government right now.
Yeah.
It has got a creaminess to it.
And because it's got those lime and citrusy factors, it makes it feels wetter in the mouth.
And also it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we've been tasting all of our white wines warm.
That's true.
And so it pulls everything together. This may get a bit flabby if it got a bit warmer.
Yeah.
But, this is going to rock at Christmas. And it's going to challenge a lot of brands' bubbles.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking them head on.
Yeah, I think with the label design, I think they've done a crafty move and a good move here.
Cool.
Points-wise, for bubbles, if I'm comparing it to kind of like Lindau and stuff like this, it's going to kind of like right alongside that.
Yeah.
It's actually probably a bit better than most Lindau.
Okay.
89 points. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty spot on for Christmas.
Wow. Good-o. Well done, Hana.
And that's
Well done.
That's a completely unbiased view.
Sure.
On both pork, politics, and wine.
Yeah, exactly. I think a rock.
Good. Well, thanks very much for your straight and honest opinion. Thanks very much, Jason.
My pleasure.
Find Jason on Twitter, twitter.com/Jason_Bryant, and also at winevaulttv.com. And also thanks very much, Sam.
Anytime.
Anytime there's bubbles.
Yes.